So let me ask you something. Would you all invite 3 strangers into your home to cook a dinner with you? Someone that you've never met before? We've got 3 guys coming in that run the Bourbon, Birds, and Brews podcast. We're gonna cook up some wild game for them and let them see what they think. We're not only just gonna fix any regular recipe for these guys, we got something pretty special, and it is an idea that I got from one of my favorite guys on YouTube, Sam the Cooking Guy. He fixed a burger topped with pastrami. Of course, he used all beef. We're gonna do something a little different. It's gonna be as fresh as it can get. We are going to use some fresh ground axis that we're going to do right now and mix in about 25% fat with some pork, and I bet they're going to be bomb. We're going to find out. Let's get these going. All right, so just a couple quick tips for grinding. One of the very first things is meat that goes in. You were just out there, dude. 2 minutes ago. I went out again. He's relentless. All right, so just a couple of quick tips on grinding. First thing is, a lot of people, whenever they do their grind, they think you just throw scraps and they don't have to do anything with it. Got to clean it up, get that fascia off, get the silver skin off. As good as it goes in will be as good as it comes out. The other things is for the housing here, we always throw ours in the freezer because you've got moving parts, and moving parts create heat. So heat and ground meat don't go too well together. So keeping that cold, and then also the meat itself, we actually have it just a little bit frozen as well, and it won't gunk up your grinder and auger as much. So anyway, just a couple quick things for you that help you if you're doing a lot of grinding. The fun part of what Eddie and I get to do is the samples. So we're gonna try just a couple of small versions. We've got 2 different sauces that we wanna try to make. We're gonna caramelize some onions real quick, and then we're gonna get some burgers on the grill, and we're gonna try them before our guests get here tomorrow. All right, so for caramelizing onions, you don't want the heat up too high. You want it relatively low so that they cook slow and they don't burn or dry out. I'm using a little bit of avocado oil and then throwing in some butter also for some flavor. Eventually, when they start to cook down, I'll add in some sugar too to help them caramelize a little quicker. What does that say right there? Goodness. That's what that says. This is going to be pure goodness. We're going to slice up some pastrami. Not just pastrami, black bear pastrami that we made ourselves. Look at that. Like I said, it's not just any pastrami. This is pastrami we made ourselves. Cameraman about bit it. Pastrami we made ourselves from a bear that Eddie hunted just last year. So we're gonna throw this on the slicer. We're gonna slice it real thin. Then we're gonna go out and throw it on the Matador and heat it up. Not just yet. We gotta get the burgers done first, but we're gonna heat it up in the Matador, get it all nice and crispy on the edges, and throw it on top of the burger. Where we're at now, we sliced pastrami, we have caramelized some onions. Now we're just gonna make some small patties, and we're gonna take them out, put them on the grill. We're gonna put the pastrami in the Matador, and then we're gonna build some wonderful, wonderful burgers. The burgers are done. We're gonna take those in, let them rest for a minute, then we're gonna throw the pastrami on. Ooh, man, you smell that already. All right, so it is time to build one. Here's what we're gonna do. We toasted our buns. We've got our homemade sauce. We're gonna put a little bit of that on the bottom, maybe more, just a little bit. That. Our little mini burger will go there. A little bit of caramelized onion. Yeah. And then, looky here, bear pastrami. Now that is the slider of all sliders. Eddie and I are going to the gym after this. We may have to carry a bucket around with us. How's that look, Eddie? Here, let's just see how it tastes. I think the bourbon birds and brew guys, yeah, we'll probably have to kick them out. These are gonna be good. So yeah, full version, ready to go tomorrow. All right guys, so I told you that we were having 3 strangers come into our house. We were gonna do some cooking. We've done our assessments. We're pretty sure they're not serial killers, except for Cody. We're not too sure yet, but the odds of 2 serial killers being in the same house at the same time are probably pretty slim, so I think we're safe.
Should be.
So anyway, we got the guys here from Bourbon Birds and Brews. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
I got it right. So we're gonna cook up some of those Axis burgers that we showed you last night. They turned out awesome. We're gonna do them again, see if they can repeat the process and do as good as what we did, maybe.
Might do better.
Well, they might do better.
Who knows?
But anyway, we'll see. So we've got Kevin, we've got Logan, and we've got Cody. We're happy to have them here. We are all sharing a local brew from Tulsa, Oklahoma, from Marshall's. It's an IPA, and we're gonna wash it down with some Axis burgers with pastrami on top. Let's see what happens. All right, so as y'all know, I have been super blessed to be able to work with 4 chefs, specifically Chef Albert, who has just taught me so much about this because I thought I knew, but I didn't know. So even like how to cut an onion. So we're gonna start out with Cody here. We're gonna slice up some onions for the caramelized onions. Those have to get going first just because they take so long. So we're gonna show Cody how to slice an onion. So just cutting the end off, you got the root in. All we're gonna do is just cut it in half, right through the middle. So just watch your fingers and use your knuckle there as a guide. Just keep sliding it back. That's the important part. Keep sliding it back, because if you don't, you'll be shy of knuckle. Hold that end. Left.
Like that thickness?
Yep.
And get it straight down.
There you go. What's y'all's hunting background?
I grew up hunting whitetail deer with my grandpa and my dad, and at one point they kind of were out of my life, at least when I was kind of maturing enough that I'd be able to go on my own.
Right.
Once I got my learner's permit to go out and hunt by myself. So once they were gone and I didn't really have the expertise to go hunt big bucks by myself, I just started picking up waterfowl. It was a much simpler process for me to be able to pick up and learn with a couple buddies, because at that time, I mean, it was big, but it wasn't super big, you know?
Yeah.
Not everybody was doing it. We were kind of the oddballs for going out and standing in cold water and shooting ducks.
Pre-Duck Dynasty stuff.
Yeah, it's pre-duck dynasty actually. So that's kind of where I'm at. I still like to do the duck hunting, and at one point I'll get back into deer hunting, just show my son what it's like. And
Right.
teach him.
All right, so we're gonna make Cody responsible from start to finish on these. All we're gonna do is we're gonna put some of our avocado oil in here from Eduardo, Montana Mex. And we've already got the pan heating up. We'll end up adding a little bit of butter in there. I'm just gonna have you put all of these in here, Cody, and then we'll put a slab of butter on top. And we're gonna add some, I got some salt here for you and a little bit of sugar, which will help them caramelize. He's in every video. The plan was for yesterday, since we're making Axis burgers, I was going to leave some of the Axis behind and not grind it so that Kevin or one of the guys could grind it up. I got a little overzealous and I forgot and I ground it all. So I just happened to pull out some meat from the freezer. I guess we're going to call it mystery meat because the markings on it were gone. We didn't know what it was. I know it's elk, and now I'm pretty sure this, or not pretty sure, it's a sirloin butt. So I would not normally use this to grind, but it's all I've got right now because this would make an excellent stir fry or something like that. But we're going to clean it up and we're going to grind it. Kevin's in charge of that.
There's a lot of folks that don't take the time to trim all that off either.
Well, so here's the deal too. Part of whenever we started from field to table was, just like everybody else, whenever you go hunting, you learn everything that you need to learn. You learn where to hang a tree stand, you learn what calibers to use, you learn how to shoot properly. But my experience ended with driving my truck over to Siggy's and dropping everything off there. I could have told you an eye around from a flat iron. Didn't have a clue. So yeah, starting to learn how to do this is, it's giving me and him something to do together. And it's just a whole different connection to your food now. Learning how to do all this.
Well, a lot of people, they won't take the time to do it, especially when they're grinding it. They'll just let it roll right in and pretend it was never there.
That's exactly what we talked about yesterday. As good as you put in is as good as what's going to come out. This is actually the star of the show, as the pastrami. Like I said before, it's black bear pastrami. I just want to share with you and share with the guys real quick. So the process we're actually just talking about, that's it's a 2, 3, maybe even a 4-day process depending on how you want to do it. So we have a brine which you can find on from fieldtotable.com. We just brine this one for 24 hours. You can actually go up to 48 hours. Brine it, pull it out, dry it, and then you put a coating of it of different seasonings. We've got one specific that we used. You wrap that in saran wrap. Goes back in the refrigerator for another 24 to 48 hours. Then you come back, wrap it in bacon. Actually, no, you wrap it in bacon right then. Wrap it in bacon, then it goes on the smoker as low as you can get it, probably around 170, 180 degrees. Let it smoke for a couple hours, bump it up to 225, and finish it off. For bear, you want it to get up to around 160, 165, so you don't have to worry about trichinosis. And it turns into this. What do you guys think?
It's amazing.
Your first time having bear?
Yeah, first
Is it? Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's
it's,
a fan right now. Yeah.
it's good. So we've done the black bear pastrami and the Axis side by side, and everybody likes the bear better. I think it's the fat in the meat from it. So yeah, it turns out good. To elevate this just one more step, which may seem a little hard to do after that bear pastrami. We actually just made this up last night. I got on the phone with Chef Albert and we just kind of bounced a few ideas around. And actually I ended up kind of marrying two together, because a lot of times when you think about a Reuben, it goes with Thousand Island dressing.
Yep.
So we're just using just some store-made Thousand Island. And I think, if I remember right from last night, I did equal parts of both of that and barbecue. So it's just oh, check this out. That's Patriot sauce. It's not just barbecue sauce, that is Patriot sauce. kind of took a chance.
Yeah.
It was actually good. So, and then add just a little bit of kick to it. That's some horseradish. I actually wanted just regular horseradish, not the creamy. They didn't have any. So work with what I got. Round 2 is going to be good. Averted one disaster, potential disaster. We are starting to put the burgers together, but somehow Logan caught my Matador on fire. I don't know how. It's stainless steel. It's never happened before. Black smoke was rolling everywhere, but we're ready to start putting it together. So I got a little bit ahead of the game here with Eddie. We got sauce here on the bottom. That's the sauce that we showed you earlier, which is just some Thousand Island barbecue sauce and some horseradish. That goes on the bottom. We'll put some of Cody's caramelized onions on top of that.
Good job, Cody.
He did a great job, man. He did not let us down. Good job, Cody.
Nobody had to back him up.
Yes, he needed no backup. And then, man, look at that. We got the bacon on there to render a little bit on that pastrami.
Yes, sir.
This is gonna be bomb.
So good.
Whoop, there you go, dude. You're welcome.
Been waiting all day for that.
Yep, a little here on top. Look at it just falling off. We do all right? All right, get out of the way. You can't have all the fun. We've got them built. It's go time. Ready? Cheers. Cheers. Your first Axis Black Bear Burger? Yeah?
Amazing.
So it's the best one you've ever had?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. No competition.
We have had an absolute blast doing this with these guys. We're going to do the podcast next. But you all know the drill. If you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you all think. And we'll keep bringing some more recipes to you.